Good morning, students. Well, in last classes, we discussed flux through plane surfaces like a square, a rectangle, a disc, and so on when they placed in an electric field. And we also calculated the flux through a closed surface when placed in an electric field, right? And one formula, if this is the plane surface, if field direction is E, and if its area is A, area vector we know it is perpendicular to the plane. If this is the plane, if A is area vector is also area vector perpendicular to the plane, then flux is E dot A, total flux, EA cos theta. This is what we discussed in the previous classes. This is a plane surface. Even if you take the disk, E, A, here theta is 0. So simply we are writing flux is what? EA. That's all. Even if you take a disk placed in the electric field, what is the flux formula if you are asked? EA cos theta, where theta is the angle between area vector and the field vector, right? Now, here, this is a part of one curved surface. It is not plane like that. This is a curved surface. This curved surface is placed in an electric field of intensity E. Electric field of intensity E. This is a curved surface. Then, what is the flux through this curved surface if you are asked how to calculate? You may get it out. Sir, simply I can write EA, no sir. EA cos theta is the correct formula for flux. But see here, I am taking one element, a small element here at this portion on the surface. If I draw an area vector for the small elemental area ds, area vector is like this. This is field vector. This is field vector. And this is, let us say, theta 1. Okay. And come here, I take one more such small element here also, which is ds only. ds. Then I draw the area vector for this. This is the area vector for this small element. Area vector. And here, this is the field vector passing through. See the angle? Theta 2. And come here. Another small element I took here on the same curved surface. Here if you draw the area vector is like this. Field vector, this is field vector. See the angle? Theta 3. Come to this small element I took. Here if you draw the area vector, this is area vector direction, ds bar, and field vector is also in the same direction. E. What is theta here? 0. 0. And see here, this is like this, another area vector. Small elemental area. This is area vector. This is speed. This is the angle. So from this diagram, what we understand, here if I divide this curved surface into small elements, each of area ds, those elemental areas, if I take their area vector, they are not doing the same angle with the field, right? Here angle is theta 1, here angle is theta 2, here angle is theta 3, here angle is theta 4, here angle is something theta 5. If you observe the diagram, those angles are not same, right? Angles are not same. What does it mean? If I ask you what is flux here, flux through this small element, I call it as d pi 1 E ds cos theta 1, right? E ds cos theta 1. For the second, d pi 2 E ds cos theta 2. For this third, d pi 3 E ds cos theta 3. D pi 4 E ds cos theta 4, like that. D pi 5 E ds cos theta 5. Here, E okay, same electric field. ds okay, small elements of equal area I took. But thetas are differing from point to point, right? In that case, this d pi 1, d pi 2, d pi 3, d pi 4, d pi 5, they are not same, right? So what is the net flux through this? If you are asked, what is the net flux? Net flux pi. If I add all these, this is only few elements I do. If this total curved surface is divided into such small elements, if I take flux through each, if I add all these, I get the total flux through this curved surface, right? So it is sum of d pi 1 plus d pi 2 plus d pi 3, d pi 4 plus d pi 5 and so on, right? How can we write this? Pi. Summing, either summation we can write, or if it is the This is a curved surface in which small elements are divided, right? It's a continuous body. In that case, either we can write d pi, or we can write integral surface integral over. We can write like this. Whenever a body is divided into, in first year we studied, divided into small elements, we find a physical quantity due to the small element. Then for the total body, integral of d pi. It is a surface integral, right? So what is the final? So total flux through curved surface, integral E dot ds. See, while writing, we take here one circle, or we take here S. It indicates you. It is a surface integral over a complete surface. Whenever on the integration, if anywhere there is a circle like this, and here S is present, it is a surface integral. So phi integral E dot ds. This is the formula we generally use in our coming discussion for solving, right? For what type of bodies? For the curved surfaces, which are not symmetric, like plane surfaces like a square, like a disc, like a cube, we go with this formula. Phi is equal to integral E dot ds, right? So what is the procedure we follow? We divided it into small elements. Then through one such element, what is the flux I find? That I call it as d pi. Flux through a small element is d pi. Then what is the total flux through the curved surface? Integral of d pi. That is integral of EDS, right? So steps we had to remember. What is the first step? Divide the surface into small elements, elemental areas. Each area ds. Second step, find flux through that ds. That is what? That is d pi. Third step, total flux integral d pi. Integral d pi. These are the steps that we had to follow whenever such type of curved surfaces, like sometimes we get it in coming classes, like a cylinder, like a sphere, where there is a curved surfaces, we follow this method. Okay, come on, note down. Nothing important formula. Take a screenshot. Well, next. Flux due to a point charge. Flux due to a point charge. There are three cases in this. First one, simple case, charge outside the surface. Charge outside the surface, right? What is the meaning? See, take any curved surface of any shape. This is one surface, one closed surface. See of this shape. Charge outside the surface. I am taking charge here. Here is the point charge. A point charge Q is outside the surface. Due to this point charge, what is the flux through this closed surface? That is the question. See, well, well, here is the charge. Electric lines of force coming from that charge. Here, what charge I took? It is a positive charge. So we know when the charge is positive, they diverge from that, they go out of that positive charge. So arrow mark indicates they are going out of it. In the path of those electric lines of force, a closed surface is present. So all these electric field lines are passing through as shown in figure, just passing through and coming out of it. Here they are coming out of it. The question is, what is the flux through this surface? Means flux linked with this surface, total flux linked with this surface. This is the question. Simple answer without any calculation. If you know the conceptual thought, we can answer it. See, what is the flux? Number of lines, total number of lines entering and leaving the surface. If you take, that is the total flux linked with the surface, right? See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines are entering. I call it as pi in flux entering the surface. Pi in. I take it as pi. Something. Pi. If you want to remember a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I ask the question, what is the flux out? I only, because how many number of lines are entering in, that many number of lines are going out. So entering flux is equal to leaving flux, right? One more point. The flux in is negative, flux out is positive. In previous classes, when we are talking about cylinder, we discussed it. Why it is negative, why that is positive, right? If I draw the area vector here, that area vector comes back. So angle more than 90, so it becomes negative. Here they come in the direction of the field, so theta is less than 90, so it becomes positive, right? So inward flux is negative, outward flux is positive. That is clear. And this is pi, this is also pi. So from the diagram, when a closed surface is taken, in the path, in the electric field, generated by point charge Q, point charge Q outside the surface, outside the surface, what is our conclusion? Pi in and pi out, both are same. Entering flux and leaving flux, both are same. So now I am taking this as negative and this as positive. Note, entering flux is negative, leaving flux is positive. Then what is the total flux linked with the surface? What is the total flux linked with the surface? If I ask the question, pi total, pi in plus pi out, right? This is what? Minus pi plus pi, 0, right? So the simple thing what we had to remember is, when a charge is outside of the closed surface, due to that charge, the flux linked with the surface is 0. That is the note point. Remember it. When a charge is outside of a closed surface, the flux linked with the surface due to that charge is 0. Right? Come on, note down. Next, one more thing. Here one important point. If I take this closed surface as a sphere, is there any change in that value? Nothing. If I take in form of a cube, is there any change in the total flux? Nothing. Right? Whatever may be the shape of the closed surface, when charge is outside, flux through that closed surface due to this charge is zero. Right? You may get one doubt. Sir, if it is negative charge, what's up? If this is negative charge, what happens to this, sir? Simple thing. Arrow mark changes. Arrows comes in. That's all. Answer is same. Whether it is positive or it is negative. If it is outside of the closed surface, flux through the surface is zero. Clear? Next. Charge inside the surface. Charge inside the surface. What is the flux through the surface? Right? Well, see here. I am taking a closed surface for our convenience. I am taking in form of a sphere. A closed surface. It is a sphere, hollow sphere. At this point inside, at the center, I place a charge Q. at the center. The radius of the sphere is R. Radius of the sphere is R. Now the question is, what is the flux through this sphere? Sphere in the sense closed surface. Imagine it is a sphere, closed surface which is enclosing the charge. On the board it appears like a ring, but it is not a ring. It is a sphere. Right? Well, so charge Q placed at the center of a sphere, hollow sphere. So it is completely closed. Then what is the flux through this sphere? Right? Well, we know whenever it is a positive charge, the electric lines of force comes like this. Electric lines of force due to a positive charge. So simple, as it is positive, lines of force are coming out of that positive charge. Okay. Then what is the total flux linked with this? If you want to find, just now we discussed, whenever curved surfaces are given to you, what is the first step to follow? Assume that surface is divided into small elements, right? Let the surface divide into small elements, each of area ds, whose direction is normal to the surface. Yes or no? Always area vector direction is normal to the surface. See what I am doing? Take one such element. One such element. Here I am taking one such element here. This is the small, let it is divided into small elements. Here I took one such element on the sphere. This is a small element I consider. ds. If I draw the area vector, in what direction it is? Is it not the direction of area vector, which is normal to it? Okay. And what is the direction of E? Due to this charge, direction of electric field. We know direction of electric field is along the lines of force. So this is direction of electric field. Is this clear? As it is a positive charge, electric field comes out radially. So this is the direction of the electric field at this point on the surface. What is the electric field at this point? E, and that E direction is in this way, right? Take one such element, ds. What is the small flux through that element? D pi. Is it not E dot ds? Now, through the small element, what is the flux passing through? That is E dot ds, right? D pi E ds cos 0. Can I write? Why sir cos 0? See this diagram. ds is in this direction. E is also in this direction. E direction is along the radius vector, and ds is normal to the surface. Direction of ds and E are parallel, right? So angle is what here? Theta is angle between E and ds is 0. So that is EDS cos 0. Then what is the total flux? Right? See, one more point. If I ask you on the surface, what is electric field? E. Here at this point, what is electric field? E. Here if I ask what is electric field? E. Why sir? What is the electric field at a distance R? At a distance R on surface. So where we have to see the electric field? Here. Surface means here, 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 at any point on the surface. See, it is a sphere. The distance from the center to the surface at any point is same. That is, electric field is same at each and every point. So E is a constant. Clear? Electric field at a distance or on the surface. What is the formula? E 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. We know the formula. It is same at every point on the surface, right? Because from the center at every point on the surface is at same distance. Q same, R same, E same. Well, then what is total flux? Total flux pi integral EDS, because we find integral. If you want to write one more step, integral d pi integral EDS, right? See here, what is a variable? E constant and integral of ds. Come on, write down. Take a screenshot. I write it here. Okay. See, integral EDS. Pi. E constant at everywhere. E constant each and every point. Integral of ds. What is the meaning of integral of ds? ds is the small element. Integral of ds means integral, add it. All such ds elements, sphere divided into ds. If I add all those ds, what it gives you? Surface area of this sphere, right? If we take integral of ds, it gives the surface area of that particular sphere. E, surface area of this sphere, 4 pi r square, right? Now, E is what? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. E value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. Substitute it there. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square into 4 pi r square, right? So any cancellations? 4 pi r square, then pi is equal to Q by epsilon naught, Q by epsilon naught. This is the result. So whenever we place a charge inside a closed surface, this is a closed surface like a hollow sphere, closed surface, the flux coming out of that surface is Q by epsilon naught, right? So flux linked through it. See, linked through. If you observe the diagram, there is only one direction for the flux. It's simply coming out, right? So flux coming out of this surface is Q by epsilon naught, where Q is the charge in the closed surface, epsilon naught permittivity of the medium, right? So is one of the very important point. Wherever in the problem, a charge is in a closed surface, then what is the flux coming out of it? Q by epsilon naught. Simply remember. Previous case, when charge is outside of the surface, what is the flux linked with the surface? Zero. Irrespective of the shape. Here also. So some important points based on this we discuss in the tomorrow's class. So important note points these two are: charge outside, zero; charge inside, Q by epsilon naught. And what are the cases related to this? Tomorrow we discuss. Okay? Take down.